Howdy, mates. Good afternoon. How are we today on this Saturday, June 8th, 2024? I want to mention that today, as a matter of fact, in parts of the United Nations, marks World Oceans Day. Now, even though today I am not quite near the ocean at the moment, I'm rather in the state of Nebraska. Nearby is a river that will eventually meet with the ocean. Welcome to the Niobrara National Scenic River, as you can see out there in the distance. I'm actually near a campground, so that's why you may hear some background music. But this particular section of the river is protected in part by both the Nebraska Parks and Commission along with the National Park Service. You see, the Niobrara is a river that remains untouched in terms of modification, whether it is for dams, for example. Niobrara also hosts a number of rare species of fish, even flora in the area. It gives a glimpse of what would have been in Nebraska prior to any further settlement, besides having just the Great Plains. Now, as I mentioned earlier, yes, it is World Oceans Day, so this is where that kind of comes in hand. Our actions, in terms of how we dispose of litter or other waste, all of that will eventually make its way into our oceans. You see, the Niobrara will eventually connect with the Missouri River, and then the Missouri River will eventually join the Mississippi River. And of course, after the Mississippi River, that water enters into the Gulf of Mexico. And therefore, that water will circulate in our world's oceans. And that goes hand in hand with the water cycle in terms of evaporation, precipitation, even transpiration, all those technical terms. It just proves a point that even though I am in Nebraska, our weather and climate in this area is still influenced indeed by the ocean, because that water has to come from somewhere. Pretty darn cool. And freshwater only makes up, in general, 2% of our water supply throughout the planet. So whereas that other approximately 98% of that water is in our oceans. And so World Oceans Day is just a way of educating and recognizing the fact that our actions, even though it may seem small scale to us, once you add those numbers of up to 8 billion people, yes, it does become an impact, even if it is from just one person. Just putting that into perspective. I also wanted to point out here, we have some American elm. You don't really see this tree too often anymore, because it was subject to the Dutch elm disease caused by a beetle. Or I think it's a fungus. I'll have to refresh myself on that one. But anyway, this particular area hosts a number of different ecosystems And that is why it is protected by both state and federal agencies. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good one.